Hey, good day, good people. Welcome to this episode of MCM-TV. I'm your host, Leon Carpenter, and I'm here today in the studio with the Luckouts, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Let's start with the beginning. Let's start with introductions. How about your name and the role you play?
I'm Gretchen Domino, and I play bass and backing vocals.
Great.
I'm Liz. I do guitar and vocals.
Dan Durecki, drums and vocals.
All right, so personal names out of the way. Let's start with the origin of the name Luckouts. Where did the Luckouts name come from?
Well, actually, you know, when we were kids, we were always like, "Man, you're such a luckout. I want this and that. You know, you're a luckout. You got that." And we're like, "Hey, there's no band called the Luckouts." We went and checked it out, and we're like, "That's a perfect name because we're always lucking out and had some good luck." And so that's.
Has it always been the Luckouts? Or
yeah.
What? Really? So from the beginning, names never changed.
Right.
That's okay. So how long ago was that?
About 2007.
2007.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what genre do you consider your music?
Garage rock, little punk rockish.
Yeah, straight ahead hard rock.
Yeah.
Rock. Yeah.
Okay. Who are your influences?
Many. Start with Gretchen.
My influences are from jazz bassists and guitar players like Pat Metheny, Richard Bona, and then I run the spectrum here with Heart, you know, with Steve Fossen, and Pat Benatar, the Runaways. I just run the gamut as far as influences, mostly jazz players.
Nice. Okay.
And mine all started with Susie Quattro on Happy Days, of course. Yes, and then the Runaways with Joan Jett and Lita Ford, and that got me started. After seeing that, I'm like, I want a guitar. And even like Elvis, when I was a kid, my parents listened to Elvis, so I was like, I want a guitar. I even got to go see Elvis when I was a little kid. They couldn't find a babysitter, so I was there. And after that, I was like, yes, I got a guitar soon after that. And that's how it began.
Awesome.
Nice. Always been like a John Bonham fan.
Okay.
Then I saw Stuart Copeland with the Police on, if anybody remembers this, on television. Remember that was like one of the first, like, not really. It was like cable television before there was cable television. You had to subscribe to it. I remember the Police did a concert. And I was really young. It was like 1979, and it was one of their concerts off the Outlandos D'Amour tour. And I was like, that's what I want to do, And it was like, seeing him play. So he's always been a big influence. And, just guys that groove but still can hit, and still play with emotion and feel. Just a lot of guys, Vinnie Colaiuta, guys like that, just basically.
So I would assume that you admire a lot of the influences that you just mentioned, but is there anybody specific that you truly admire?
As in regards to what? Like, just musical?
Do you have, how about a favorite musician?
Man, there's just too many to list. I mean,
That's a really good answer.
Too many lists. I can't, there's not just one group that I just plug in and want to listen to all the time. I mean, I'm not to that stage anymore. When we're younger, I think we do that a little bit more. But now my tastes are so eclectic. It's just whatever kind of turns my ear at the time. But I do find that if I'm into something, I'll listen to it a lot till I'm like sick of it. Yeah. It'll take predominance for a little while till something else comes along.
Right.
Same idea?
Yeah, like the Pretenders and Concrete Blonde and all the, I was influenced by all the female rockin' bands, It was like a lot of them, even like Joan Jett, she's not a great singer, but it was just her attitude and it's just like, oh man, if she can do it, I'm going to try
her
it.
will and determination to do something.
I disagree on the singing part. I think she's got an awesome voice. I think she's got a good style.
She's not an Ann Wilson from Heart.
Yeah. Well, right. She's not
it's not as pure.
Right. Just raw rock and roll.
You can say the same things of some of the guitarists like Jimmy Page.
Right.
He was fantastically creative, but he wasn't necessarily the most technically advanced guitarist, right? He had the heart and soul that you needed to be a great performer, and so I can relate to that kind of a comment.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys known each other?
We just met Dan.
Dan's the new guy.
I'm the new guy in last June.
Yeah.
Since when he joined the band.
And you guys have known each other how long now?
I was like 19 when I met Gretchen.
About 20 years.
We'll say for a long time.
Yeah, she was in some
for a long
other
time.
bands, and I was in other bands, and we played together in like cover bands and stuff.
Yeah, throughout the years, and we just decided. Well, actually,
about
he asked me
4 years ago, and started playing music again.
Yeah.
So you guys then met in the music scene back then,
right?
Yeah.
How did you meet Dan?
I answered an ad. She posted up on Facebook for looking for a drummer in that musicians referral service thing. I think I just answered it, and she was like, "Hey, sent me a couple." Actually, it was a few days. I was kind of like, I didn't hear anything from him, and then she sent me some songs, and I totally dug it. I identified with it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm interested."
Cool.
So came for the audition.
Yeah.
And changed their lives.
That's right.
For the better, of course.
That's right.
So then let's talk a little bit of the history. Were any of you in previous bands to mention?
Yes.
All of you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The band I was in was pretty much the most famous band I'd say was Huntress, an all-female rock and roll band. Played Harpo's. We toured the United States. Then I was in with Universal, with Spat. I've been in numerous bands.
Okay. Liz, yourself?
Yeah.
I was a guitar player and played in an all-female band called Lizard and The Basements, and I joined some cover bands, and then I played the Ruiners needed a bass player, so I started playing bass for 8 years and had opportunity to tour overseas and lots of stuff with them. So after playing bass for 8 years, I'm like, I have to go back to guitar and just do my own thing. It's time to move on, and here I am.
And Dan, how about you?
I played with Bootsy X and the Love Masters back in the day. Played with Spat, but not when Gretchen was with them. So I didn't meet her then.
That's kind of interesting.
Yep, played a little bit with Jill Jack. A few gigs, out-of-town gigs and stuff with her for about a year. I was with a band called the Luckouts, which was an all-acoustic rock group, all original around town. They're still together, doing stuff here and there, and various side groups and projects within that time too.
So we kind of already touched on this a little bit. When did the Luckouts form? You said in 2007?
Correct.
And how did that happen?
I was still playing bass in the Ruiners, but I was missing playing guitar. And I never really sang, in front of the band. So I put an ad out and met a drummer and a bass player and started jamming down in the basement with original songs. And I didn't really think I'd ever, play out of the basement. I didn't really have the confidence to do it. But then after a couple of years, I'm like, I was kind of forced out of the basement and started doing it. And it just took off from there, and I'm like, okay, I just need to narrow it down to one band. I was playing bass in the band and playing in a cover band, and so I'm just focusing on the Luckouts.
Wonderful. So this is a little bit of a tricky question, but what inspired you to make music together? Or what does inspire you to make music together? Is there a chemistry? Is there a common goal? We're here in the studio, and you guys are currently recording.
Right.
What drives all of that?
There's definitely chemistry. Like when we just got Dan, we started working with him, and he came up with an original song. He had it in his head, and we just formed it all together. He's like, I hear this in my head. He wrote the words down, and we just threw it out there, and it just came out good. So it's like a good start. We got off on the right foot. And
so those little successes are going to keep inspiring you then.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as just to play together, I think it speaks to all musicians. Everyone's kind of, until you're bumping around like molecules until you find that combination, right? And it's never, and sometimes it's pretty volatile. It's never always a good combination, and as a lot of musicians can attest to that, but as a musician, you want to play. I mean, the whole reason you do it is to, you're not going to sit in your basement. You want to get you want to get your emotions and make them public. That's what makes you be a musician. Otherwise, you sing in the shower. I mean, what's the point, right? So I think we, you do that and you bump around, and I think we just bumped into the right chemistry.
That's awesome.
Well put.
Thanks.
Very. What was the first song you guys played as a group?
That's a good question.
Did you guys get together and start playing some cover tunes to kind of get into it, or did you just start writing right off the bat?
Yeah, we started
the originals right off the bat.
Yeah,
nice.
I mean, basically coming in as the new guy, they already had a volume of material, and it was incumbent upon me to learn it. So I think I learned the songs you sent me. I listened to them all and I knew them. I had them down.
And you played them the best, better than a lot of.
So
did you come in and do an audition?
Yep.
Or did they just already know?
No. It's still an audition process. I had to come in and sit down and play and make sure I could do it.
We had a few guys before Dan.
But I won.
So did you just come in and play a big drum solo, or did you guys rock out a tune?
Oh no, I had to rock out a tune. They don't care about a drum solo.
Yeah,
we did.
It was
like 5 songs.
5 songs that we sent him, and he learned them, and he came and nailed them. So
awesome.
Yeah, we auditioned like
that's the way to do it, man.
It is. I was a little nervous too. I remember there was about 3-day because it was like they said, "Yeah, so thanks for coming out. We got like another guy that's going to come out," and I was like, "What?" I was thinking, "Really?" And I didn't hear anything.
No, you tell all the auditioners that.
Yeah,
right.
Don't call us. We'll call you.
I'm like, "Oh, I see. Got another guy coming in."
We did have another guy, but it was like, "Oh, we want Dan. We don't even want this guy's like,
Yeah, so you better call Dan.
All right, so because you guys play original music, do you guys have a record label?
Nope.
Are you signed to a record label, or you kind of have your own?
We have our own.
You do? What's the name of that?
Well, we're working on it.
We're not really sure what we're naming it, but we know we're going towards our own record label, So, and producing and writing and engineering our own stuff. That's the key. That's the right direction for us to go. Save some money.
How many CDs have you put together yet?
Well, prior to Dan, we had one.
Okay.
And now we're putting together a new CD, and we might re-record, master some of the old stuff. Yeah. So, because Dan added a punch and a flavor that we hadn't felt before with the other drummers.
He's like the $6 million man.
Oh, man.
Well, he's just great.
Build it stronger and better than before. That's awesome. That's great props. So are you guys members of any music organizations? I mean, besides MotorCityMusicians.com?
Of course.
Detroit, we're the DMA, affiliated with that. And that's the only group I'm affiliated with.
Yep, not really.
Okay.
But I know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so now let's talk instruments. So tell me a little bit about your instruments. We started touching on that a little bit while we were setting up. We'll just leave this open. Tell me about your instruments.
Go ahead, Gretz.
I have play a Gibson Q80 bass that they made. First year was 1986, and I have one of the originals. And that's my primary bass. I also have a Schecter bass that I play. It's got a real nice feel to it. I got Fender Music Master. I got a ton of basses, like 30. And but I only take like 2 or 3 when I play out.
So you have your favorites?
Yes, I do.
Or do you like to rotate them?
No, you get settled and stuck to certain sound that you're looking for. I play my Schecter a lot more than I played the Gibson, but it's because I like the feel of it.
I understand.
I didn't think I would ever replace my Gibson, but that's my backup now. So this is got a really nice sound. My bass.
Beauty.
Yeah.
And my favorite is the Fender Scorpion.
Okay.
And then I have another Fender that I use for backup, but Fender's my guitar.
That's fantastic. That's going to help us segue into the next question.
I play Tama. This is an old Tama Superstar. It was the top of the line back when I bought it, and then they did the Art Star, I think, after that. But that's the birch shells, a little bit deeper toms. I play Zildjian cymbals. I have a DW snare. I've got a bunch of snares. I have an old Rogers snare that I use. It's down here somewhere. It's from my first drum set ever. I think it's like actually my brother's old drum set. I think it's like late 60s Superphonic or whatever the Rogers was. But that's it. It sound awesome.
So, Liz, you kind of touched on it a little bit already. Do either of you have any brand loyalty, or do you like to play what's available? I mean, obviously having 30 different basses, there's plenty to choose from there. But you mentioned you're pretty much a Fender girl. So
yeah, I have a Schecter guitar also, and some Epiphones, and copy Les Pauls, but
Fender's where it's at.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know. I like the feel of the Schecter, and of course Gibson. I've always loved Gibson, but Schecter, and I just whatever is giving me the sound that I am looking for, I can play.
Great.
Yeah, I mean, I would play any of the boutique stuff out there. Haven't really had an opportunity to. The Tama's always rock solid.
Yeah.
I mean, it served me well. I mean, those shells are great. They're round. They sound good. But yeah, I mean, I don't. That's my brand loyalty, I guess, because I've had it forever.
All right. So why did you choose the instruments that we just talked about?
Well, because I mean, back when I was looking at getting the new drum set as a younger guy, I mean, the Tama was like, bam, their marketing was awesome. And their stands were, you could stand on them and swing on them. And I'm like, that's what I need, and they were the toughest. All my favorite artists were playing them, so I fell into the marketing trap, man. I bought them. They sound good.
But they worked.
So, yep. They worked awesome. So
excellent. I can't pose that question to you, Gretchen, just because you've got 30 of them, so it's a little tough to kind of mention why. But let's just talk about the Schecter for a second, because I have one as well, and I'm really, really pleased with the way it feels. What drew you to that bass?
I bought it at a pawn shop for a good price.
There you go.
And I'm telling you, I picked it up and I played it, and I've always wanted a bass of this nature, the wood grain and everything, and it has such a different feel and the tone than a regular other made bass, but I love it. I think it sounds really nice.
Okay, you guys have been together for a while now, but Dan's new. Have you guys gotten out played together yet in this configuration?
Oh yeah.
All right, so
yes.
Tell me about that first show. Do you remember?
I remember it.
It was a little rough. I mean, I was kind of like I thought I was ready, but. And now when I listen back at some of that stuff, I'm like, okay.
I had to give him the Joan Crawford look a couple times.
Yeah. That's the look you don't want to get.
The Joan Crawford look.
Yeah, the Joan Crawford look a couple times.
So where was that show?
That was Bullfrog Bar and Grill.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
In Redford, is that?
Yeah, that's Redford.
Yeah, I'm one of those dudes that's like, if I get the look and I'm like, and she looks at me, I'm like, I know, you don't have to give me the look.
Yeah, I still got to give it to her.
Every once in a while, she got
to. That's great.
Or I'll take the wire hanger. I keep it in my
it's
bass
artistic
case.
license.
Keep the wire hanger in my bass case.
All right, so this question, I guess, is going to be a loose question because Dan being so new, I would imagine you guys haven't really toured as a band in this configuration, but you had mentioned you played overseas a little bit. Tell me a little bit about your touring history. Have you toured at all, Gretchen?
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Have you gone international, just around the States?
The States.
Okay.
United States with Huntress back in 1991.
Okay.
And we played South by Southwest twice. It was a big history with
That's a hell of a party.
Yeah, it was a great time. And I hope to do it with this band. I know we can.
Sure.
So we're just, getting it together, and we'll be there.
All right. Liz, you've gone overseas.
Yeah, 2006, toured over in Norway and Sweden.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a lot of cool places over there. Oslo was awesome, and Sweden. It's just totally different feel. They really love American music over there.
They love
cool.
music in general. Those people just go
it was
out
like
and
weeknights. We'd play on a
bands.
Tuesday night or a Wednesday night, and it would be like a packed room. Where like here, it's hard to get anyone to even go out on a Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, that is a little bit tough. All right, so you just kind of mentioned a couple of those places that you performed. Where are some of the other places maybe that you have played
in the U.S.?
As far as touring.
Okay, I've toured a lot of states around the U.S. and as a band, so far we've only been to like Ohio.
Okay. Yeah, well, for us, right?
Yeah,
for
so
us,
far.
Yeah.
Well, he still has his training wheels on.
He hasn't even been in the band for a year yet.
I've been to Pittsburgh with Jill Jack, Chicago, New York, a couple other places, but
yeah, Chicago, New York, Nashville,
Never been
Minnesota. Toronto. I played all the regular places with other bands.
For this next question, I want you to think of the first thing that comes to mind when I ask you your favorite venue that you ever played. The first one that comes to mind is more than likely your favorite.
I would say Harpo's.
Harpo's.
Yeah, that was my favorite venue to play. Was Harpo's.
Right here in our hometown.
Yeah. Yep.
I would say Cave-In. It was this cave in Oslo, Norway. It was like an actual cave. It was like,
what were the acoustics like in that place?
It was really cool.
Must have sounded like a giant arena.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I have it on a DVD. I videotaped the whole thing in this cave.
That is fantastic.
Very cool.
Dan, where's your favorite spot?
I always like St. Andrews Hall too. Like I like playing the hall right back here in town too. So
that's cool.
It's always a good sound.
All right, now, likewise, least favorite place that you've played.
Seven Brothers. Seven Brothers in Hamtramck.
That didn't take long.
It's the size of a postage stamp. We were playing there for the Motor City Blowout. The bathrooms behind the stage, so people were walking through our show, or through our set, going to the bathroom.
Oh,
I mean, that's the least favorite.
All right, I would have to say I love Corktown Tavern, but the stairs, playing up there, up the stairs is getting kind of old there.
Yeah, as a drummer, it makes you wish you took up harmonica.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, so that one's always a tricky question because you don't really want to say anything bad.
Sure.
Of course, Gretchen, she was just right out with it, so that's.
But if you notice, we didn't say anything about like personnel or anything like that.
No, of course.
Right.
I mean, there's cool places to play, and there's places that you prefer maybe not to go back to.
That was more logistically speaking, we didn't like those.
Like the Berkeley front.
Yeah.
This is a PC show. All right, so do you guys have any upcoming shows?
March, what is it?
14th?
March 14th at at Paychecks, actually. We haven't played there in forever.
Oh, wow, yeah. I haven't
Paychecks.
We're playing with The Secrets and the Hamiltons.
Okay, March 14th.
Yeah, you kind of caught us in a hiatus for the recording process.
Right. Understood. Anything beyond that one? Or is that all you have lined up for right now?
That's it for now, so far.
All right. Well, we'll see if we can't get more gigs posted up on the calendar of events.
Okay.
So how do you guys promote the band?
We use Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Just put everything out there, all our gigs on Facebook, anything we put it out there.
So it's all primarily through the social media?
Yep.
That seems to be the gig these days.
Mm-hmm.
And when you play, do you play any covers?
We'll do a few.
Yeah, we're working on some more covers for this year. Because we've done like Cherry Bomb from Joan Jett, and of course some Runaways, and what else?
Buzzcocks.
Buzzcocks. We're looking at doing a little Iggy or something, coming up. Everybody's got to do an Iggy song.
All right, so we talked about having a few covers worked into the set list. Do you guys have a set playlist when you get out and play, or do you like to mix it up a little bit?
We have a set list.
Okay.
Yeah, that we usually follow, and
once in a while we do switch it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially if we played the venue before and we're back there again, we want to switch it up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So who writes your songs?
Well, we just started, we wrote one song here with Dan for the new record.
And we'll usually just collaborate, Liz and I, and I'll come up with some riffs and some musical ideas, and she'll take it and revamp it and add some lyrics and things. So it's a collaboration thing.
Right. Okay. Dan adds his beat, and there we go.
That's right, and we're off.
So it's not like one of you comes to the table and says, "Hey, I've got this."
So once in a while, one of us may do that because we all, have individual ideas or a set thing that we want.
Right.
But that's rare.
Yeah, we always end up switching it up.
Right.
Or how about we do it like this? Okay,
right. And with the one that I brought to the table, it was interesting because they were kind of, they were like, hey, if you've got anything, you got any songs you want to do, just let us know. And I was like, well, there's this thing that's been tossing around my head for like the past 10 years. I had a hook and I had some lyrics and I said, it goes like this, and they picked right up on it, and then we ran with it.
Yeah, and I added some words to it, and we added different parts and put it together, and it all came out rocking. Beautiful.
Can't wait. And which tune is that?
It's called
I Come Alive.
Yep.
I Come Alive. All right. Well, we'll have to watch for that one. So is there a main theme or a topic to the songs you write?
I think what I can answer
anti-love.
Well, I think to me, rock and roll, it's about it's sexual in nature. It's primitive and it evokes that. That's what it's kind of the underlying feeling and you've got the younger stuff which is all riddled with teen angst, and then you've got the older stuff that's riddled with betrayal and and all that stuff. But I think when you think it's just our stuff, I think is just it runs the gamut. There's some sexual overtones, some I'm pissed off overtones, and a little bit of that in there. But it's it's the sexy rock and roll that you expect.
So we touched on it a little bit, but what is the writing process? Does somebody just end up with a riff, say, hey, this is a thought, an idea, and you guys just kind of let it free flow and just kind of open jam to it, see what happens with it? Or
sometimes we'll come up with like a riff, and like right now we have some cool music that we came up with, and I have a book of lyrics, Gretchen has lyrics, and we just got to figure out which lyrics and what kind of hook we can add with the music, and whatever fits the best.
All right, so
we'll roll with it.
So you have a book of lyrics. So a poet, perhaps? You get inspiration to write words at times, or do you already have a melody in mind when you're writing your lyrics?
No, sometimes I'll just think of something, just everyday life. You think about what would be a good hook or something that people say all the time, and I just write it down. And then when we come up with, say Gretchen will come up with a cool riff, and Dan will start playing the drums, and I'll be like, oh my God, I can hear these words in that music.
And it just happens. The magic happens.
It's organically. I think that's probably the better way for stuff to come together, and that it's everybody. I think it would be hard, especially for me, if I came in on a Wednesday or whatever, and they're like, this is what you're going to play today. That's not any way that you should really create music, right? I mean, if we're going to be a band, we should all create it. Right. And I think, and that's the thing, I feed off something she says or some riff that she does, and it makes me want to, do my, play my drums a little differently or put an accent here, So
it's a little more by feel than more calculated.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Right. That's the way it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
So what are rehearsals like?
It's usually me breaking up fights between those two.
That's not true.
You're going to get that look. Right. Be careful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Give me the clothes hanger.
I have video proof. now.
So, let me elaborate on it a little bit. So when you guys get together to have rehearsal, is it playtime or is it serious time?
Oh, serious time.
Yeah, we're serious. And if we have like a new riff or something, we make it come alive.
Right, right.
But I would like to say, though, from being this is like my first time being the lone guy in a group with two girls. I want to tell you how efficient they are.
Okay.
Because I've been in groups with all guys, and it was the first time I came to rehearsal, and I came home, my wife's like, what, you're home already? What's going on? I'm like, psh. They're all business. We did the songs. We're like, all right, see you later, Dan. See you next week. I'm like, okay. I mean, usually with a bunch of dudes, we're like talking about all kinds of other shit for an hour. Then we play a song, and then somebody has to go smoke, and we got to make a drink, and then we talk about something else, and it's like 4 hours. And
you played 10 songs.
Oh yeah, exactly. My wife's like, well, and then you got to play it again. I'm like, well, it was fine. Why do we have to do it? But with these guys, it's like in and out. Love it.
That's awesome. Get down to business.
That's really good. Okay, so are the rehearsals scheduled, or are they spontaneous? Do you guys just get together when you can?
Nope, scheduled.
Yep, scheduled. But with the recording, now we're doing recording, so we're trying to get in more days with that.
Right, trying to get it done. All right. Has your music changed over time?
For sure. It
has. Well, what's the evolution been?
I would say, me as a musician, vocally, I'm starting to come out of my shell a little bit. Because at first I was like petrified to sing in front of people, and it's like, it's like I'm starting to grow some balls, so to speak, and as a guitar player,
how's your hammer hanging?
I've always just like played rhythm guitar, but now it's like I've kind of stepped up, and we tried to find a lead guitar player that would fit in, and I'm just like, screw it, I'll just do it, take the initiative and just practice something I don't do enough of, and so it's getting better, and the more we play together, the more comfortable we become with each other, and the easier it gets. So
the style that you're playing, has that been pretty consistent through the years?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but I think it has changed with me coming into the band, and then Dan coming into the band. I think the style of the music has changed because the writing is different than it used to be. So we're still in the same kind of format, but it's different because of the writing.
Right, different people bring different things to the table.
Right.
It's a natural process, I would imagine. All right, so here's an interesting one. Don't want to air any dirty laundry here, but what's the biggest challenge as a band? You guys all seem to get along really, really well. Has there been any problems?
Well, sometimes I notice during recording, we might want to strangle each other here and there. I want to kill Gretchen.
No, is that because of creative license?
No, just because get on each other's nerves.
No, it's just it's just a thing. No,
it's a she thing.
Right.
I think the recording process in general can be tedious. It's here's the difference, and it's like, when you're playing, right? You go out and you play, and everything has to be on. Here it's like, oh, stop, wait, forgot this. Oh, wait, stop. Oh, shit, I missed the drum. Right. Whatever. There's you want it to be perfect,
right?
And it's not as organic, and so it gets frustrating,
Yeah, I think since I'm doing the recording, I just think that when some things aren't flowing right, I get frustrated, and then it's like, just shut up. Just wait. I'm getting it together, We
got to zen you out a little bit.
Right.
You got some issues.
But push the power. I forgot to do this. Oh, wait, we got to do that over again. When you think it was right on, So it's just part of it.
There's no really big problems in this band at all. We know that we're going to be dealing with different attitudes, different moods throughout times, and
get over
that's just what you deal with.
Okay, as long as he's good with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I seem to kind of
the peacemaker.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah.
So what's the ultimate goal for the band? What do you guys see as the path this band's going to take?
Well, getting our new CD out there and going somewhere with it, with touring and...
I want to be on the cover of Bass Player magazine.
Get endorsements. We'll take whatever we can get at this point now.
Yeah, I would just like to see just people enjoying our stuff. I'd like to play some bigger shows. I'd like to play some bigger venues, some stuff like that this summer. I think the summer is going to be a good summer for us. And just to spread the excitement we have about what we're doing and what we're trying to express. I'd like everybody to hear it. I'd like everybody else to have that same excitement.
That's awesome. What about Fame and Fortune? Is that a take it if it comes? Are you trying to reach a certain level where it affords certain things? What do you guys aspire to as far as being?
Yeah, I don't know if that's like even. I don't know. That's not why I'm doing it. I don't think that's why you should do it.
But it'd be nice.
Well, sure, it would be nice. I think it's harder. I don't know if it's harder or even easier to achieve now with the state of the industry and stuff. I think it's a lot easier to get heard now as an independent artist. And if something happens from that, that's great. But I think ultimately you just have to do it because you love to do it.
Right.
I mean, I love playing drums. I love playing music, and I just want other people to hear it.
Right.
I mean, you're an entertainer, right? And that's really, I don't know how else to describe that.
Right. It's just
like when you play something, you want, like, hey man, here, listen to this.
Right.
I want you to feel the same way I feel right now.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. We just want to be heard, get our point across in music, and we don't do it for the money. That's
yeah, that's for sure.
We already got everything.
I would have quit a long time ago.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I mean, I said, like, actually, there was a little hiatus between me joining this band and the previous bands that I mentioned that I was in. And, basically I said, I was like, I want to play again. I want to do some stuff, but I don't want to do the top 40 route again. I don't know if I want to play Wednesday through Saturday. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't want to have every weekend filled. Mm-hmm. I mean, my wife and I still like to go do things. And I was like, so I'm not going to do it unless it's something I believe in. Mm-hmm. And it's something original and something cool. And that's why we're here.
What type of advice would you give to others that wanted to start a band? Maybe even particularly to the idea of having a co-ed band, if you will. I'm sure there's ups and downs to all of it here. We were talking a little bit, Dan, about how the industry has changed. If for the young folks, maybe, if there's any young folks out there thinking about getting into a band, should they run or should they go for it?
Oh, yeah, no, go for it. I mean, obviously, when you first get into it, it's all, you're starry-eyed and you have those dreams. And, I remember playing in my basement, or I would take my drum set out in my backyard and I would do drum solos. And I would be like, the Wayne's World, Mr. Big's going to be driving down my block and hear me, Mm-hmm. I mean, that type of stuff is what as a youngster, what you dream of. But yeah, go for it. Co-ed, it doesn't matter. I mean, I think get other musicians that feel the way you feel and play the way you want to play and share that same vision. Boy, girl, doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Do it, suck at it, do what you have to do, keep doing it until you're good at it. Mm-hmm. Anything worth doing is worth doing poorly till you learn to do it well.
That's right.
And so just keep doing it. And then, and in regards to, like we talked about, the state of the industry, you're not going to get a record deal anymore. I mean, there's just that. I mean, that's kind of almost a ridiculous thought. It doesn't happen like it did back in the day in the 70s and the 80s. You're not going to go to California and do a show and have industry guys watching you. Maybe to some extent. The big stars that you see now have been created by the industry. Those are the guys they're saying that's what you're going to listen to, and that's what floods the airwaves. And the industry still owns a big part of the radio and the download market. So that's how they're getting their money. Artists have to promote themselves. The biggest thing is own your own material. If you sign a contract, they own you. Mm-hmm. They own your product. And you don't get upfront money anymore, and everything you make goes to them. So own your own material. Sell it out of the back of your van, or sell your merch, and then, keep promoting. And if you have a product worth something, mm-hmm. people will come to you, and, Volvo will come to you, and Toyota, or whatever.
And Blackboard speakers will come to me.
And they will want a snippet of your song, and they'll have to pay you for it.
Right.
And RCA is not going to get it, and, and whatever. So that's what it is. Just do it. Do it because you love it. Don't do it because you think you're going to be rich. Just do it because you love it.
I like that. That's great advice.
Right.
So how can fans gain access to your music?
Through CD Baby, through Facebook, through Reverb Nation, and contact us. We have CDs.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
All that information, of course, is on your Facebook page.
Yep.
So let's talk about the websites. Facebook is the primary,
right?
Okay, and you mentioned CD Baby.
Yep, we do have music on there.
Okay, you guys have a Reverb Nation profile?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
I have a personal one. You guys have a band one.
Right.
So there's digital downloads available. Do you guys have physical CDs, or will this new album be a physical CD?
Yes.
We do have physical CDs.
Okay. And we'll have downloads.
Right.
All right.
And we're kind of documenting this whole recording process too. Gretchen's getting some stuff together. Great. Hopefully we can distill some of that down. I'm working on doing a YouTube page for us so we can kind of, once we get some material for that, I can kind of put that up there.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Let me ask if there's anyone that you would like to acknowledge.
Like who? Like
I don't know. Is there anybody out there that's been instrumental in what you're doing? Is there anybody that's helped support it in some way?
Sure.
Do you guys have a booking agent? I would imagine it sounds like you guys take care of all that yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Is anybody you want to give props to out there? Say thank you.
Well, I'd like to thank my dad because my dad gave me the funds to get the equipment that I have, and he's been in my corner the whole time. And my mom as well, but my dad mainly stuck behind me, you know, and myself. Not giving up.
Right.
You know, for sticking to your guns, stick to your guns, and don't let anyone tell you cannot do anything because you can do it. You know, if you start listening to other people, then you're screwed.
Right.
Yes, and I'd like to thank Gretchen for helping me with my vocals, telling me you need to put more oomph into it, and helping me get the, what do you call it?
Confidence and courage?
Yes, confidence in singing.
Yeah.
Yes.
That made a big difference, didn't it?
Yeah.
A little bit of confidence goes a long ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you got someone in your corner, you know, you can you got something extra that you never thought you had. And you have someone in your corner, you can definitely, you know, come out of your shell.
Awesome.
I want to thank my wife. She's been my muse and my creative, you know, reason for doing what I do forever. Previous to even meeting her, my old drum instructor, George Dunn, stuff like that. I mean, you know, he turned me on to so much jazz and cool stuff. And you know, just those two people come to mind. You know, my family has always been really musical and supportive of me. So, yep.
Awesome. Before I ask for any last words, I got a question that I want to post here that I pulled off of the Facebook site. And it came from Blackport Speaker Cabinets. You guys have a bit of a connection with them.
Thank you.
They would like to know if you would entertain the idea of being on a live Detroit CD with the likes of Seatbelts, Cinecide, 6 Mile, the Farleys, Circus Boy, and more.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There you have it.
Absolutely.
It's official. They are interested.
All right.
Fantastic. So, any last words? Anything you want to share? Anything you want to talk about that we didn't talk about here?
Just thank you so much, MotorCityMusicians.com. We need to promote this. We need the camaraderie. We need to promote our city and all the awesome talent. Let's go for it.
Thank you.
Right on.
What do you think, say?
That's all.
I would like to say, please go to DetroitMusicAwards.com and vote for the Luckouts.
Yes.
If you're affiliated with music in any sense, please vote for the Luckouts. We deserve this.
Check out our music.
And look for our new CD, No Time to Lose. Will be coming out in the spring.
All right, that's all we have time for this episode of MCM-TV. I'd like to thank the Luckouts for having me here in the studio.
Thank you.
If you want to learn more about them, you can check out their Facebook page. Just go to facebook.com/theluckouts. If you'd like to learn a little bit more about myself, you can visit my fan page. That's on facebook.com/LeonCarpenterFans. And as always, please visit MotorCityMusicians.com. There's lots to learn. There's lots to see. There'll be other videos such as this one, including a button that will take you to the YouTube channel where you'll be able to see an extended version of this interview itself. So until next time, for MCM-TV, I'm Leon Carpenter. Keep the music alive.